610 WTVN.
Officials say they have potential DNA evidence that links an Arizona man to a series of killings at Ohio truck stops in the 1990s. Samuel Legg III has been indicted for aggravated murder in the death of Sharon Kedzierski, whose body was found outside a Youngstown truck stop in 1992. Legg is also suspected in the deaths of 8 other women in Ohio between 1985 and 1992. Altogether, Legg is suspected of killing 12 women in 5 states. Your ABC 6 first warning weather forecast today, a mix of sun and clouds, and highs will be in the upper 30s. For tonight, mostly clear and cold. The low will drop to 23. For Sunday, a rain-snow mix is likely, some light accumulation possible for some, and a high of 36. I'm Sean Gallagher. More news at the bottom of the hour and on demand at 610WTVN.com.
Looking to buy a car? Online shopping can be confusing. Not anymore with True Price from TrueCar. Now you can know the exact price you'll pay for the car you want and see what other people paid for it too. When you're ready to buy a new or used car, visit TrueCar to enjoy a more confident car buying experience.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Capel here, serial entrepreneur. I started my first business in the basement of a factory over 30 years ago. We had no heat and no air conditioning. Instead of customers, our office visitors were rats, birds, flies, and snakes. Our office flooded often, and we used blankets as our office walls. We were broke and needed help. That's why I created Patriot Software, to help small business owners with simple payroll for 1 to 100 employees. And if you need help, we will help you for free. Go to PatriotSoftware.com. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll processing free. That's PatriotSoftware.com.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Live from LAPD Firearms Range and Training Facility, this is On Target, the latest from the firearms industry, the products and politics that affect your hobby and liberty. This program may not be politically correct, but it is On Target. Now, your host, Eric Delbert.
Good afternoon. Welcome to On Target. We're broadcasting live from LAPD Studios. That's on Bethel Road. 999 is the address. I'm your host, Eric, along with my father, Phil. Pawpaw, 6 years, almost 7 years we've had this store, and last night we had a first.
Really?
Yes, and it's out there on video. It was captured on video, and it's actually out there on our Facebook page. So if you want to see it, it just should be posted right before the live show today.
And it's a positive one.
It is very positive.
So what's the first?
We had a couple. He proposed to her on the range.
Get out.
Yep, we knew about it, so it was kind of a setup.
Get out.
And yeah, it was. She said yes. Ooh, thank goodness. And
yeah, but watch the video. She's actually shooting at the time. He kind of taps her on the shoulder.
Yeah,
he's a brave man.
She's armed and she's shooting.
I wonder if that's a good idea.
And it was certainly by surprise. She looked extremely happy. Not as happy as he did, but boy, it was.
Were they shooting shotguns or what?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, there's not going to be a shotgun wedding.
Okay,
there you go.
But it was out there. Now, guys, I hate to turn something so neat and so great into something that's not. But I went out there. The video is beautiful. It's out there. You can see it. And we thought, this would be a great thing to put out there on social media. I mean, how could you turn this into anything negative? Facebook turned us down for posting this and sending this out because it could suggest that you would want to purchase a gun. So there you have it.
They blocked that boy who was playing the bagpipes at the funeral for a fallen officer because it was us that was putting the posting out.
Yep. But that's just stuff we run up against every day. But I don't want to belabor that because it was a really, really neat thing. You got to go check out the video, and so happy for them.
And congratulations to them.
Well, we are the owners of LAPD Firearms Range and Training Facility and are active law enforcement. But for 1 hour on Saturdays, we put together a group of firearm experts to discuss new products in the market, training tips, and oftentimes political topics surrounding the Second Amendment. Our commitment, though, has always been to bring you the facts about our industry and ultimately help our listeners and our customers with safe, responsible ownership of firearms. Today on the show, guys, we're going to talk about something that we really talk about every day here in the store, but probably don't do a very good job of discussing it on the show. we have the largest selection of holsters in Central Ohio, and are continually bringing in new ones and dropping ones that didn't really work out as promised and stuff. But today we're going to talk about the brands we have, the types we have, the different ways to carry, and help put you on the right path of what you can do if you choose to carry a firearm.
And that's one of the reasons we got selected as the #1 store in Ohio to buy your concealed carry handgun. The number of holsters that we have, and Papa, the holster king, all of our holsters come out of the bags and box. We send you into the bathroom. We want you to try them on here. But we do this for you, so you don't have to get online and order something that doesn't work and send it back.
And not only do you try them on, but we make you sit down, stand up, simulate
we
driving.
didn't pay for that either.
No, John's wife voted us the #1 place in Columbus.
No, that was the National Shooting Sports Foundation.
Really?
It was amazing. So we were very proud of that.
Yeah, that was a secret shopper, by the way, so it's kind of neat. So that's coming up at 1:30. You don't want to miss that. Before that, I have the Gun of the Week sponsored by Toyota West. Is it practical? Not sure. Is it concealable? Definitely. Is it for sale at the store and something it would be neat to show your friends? Absolutely. So that's going to come at 1:15. You're not going to want to miss that. Papa, this is something that I have. I actually own one of these, and you don't.
I didn't know that you own one.
Oh, I own one. I own one.
Really?
But there's something new that has come out within it that I'm kind of edging to to trade mine in maybe, but I'm not sure. We'll know. We'll talk about that here at 1:15. The news of the day is what's going to be up first here after we thank our sponsors, Rampart Hosting, Toyota West, Jackson Lawn Care and Egress Windows, the Trigger Group, Blackwing Shooting Centers, River's Edge Cutlery, CNS Engraving, and, of course, LEPD Training Facility, all who support the show and make it happen each week. Joining me today in the LEPD studio, JC from the sales team. JC, apparently now Moms Demand Action, Bloomberg, and all those folks that aren't really friendly to firearms didn't listen to the show last week because, and I'm just going to say it, the stupid proposals just keep coming fast and furious. It's outrageous what's coming.
Outrageous proposals that have nothing to do with trying to stop violent crime. We are all for stopping that. But what they're coming up with is just very simply anti-gun that will have no effect. And like you said, last week we talked about, just for example, one of the stories is in Nevada. They've now passed something they say to close that the loophole of buying guns at gun shows, where we showed it was less than 1% of any criminals out of 1.3 million that were selected.
That's their buzzword.
That's what they wanted to do. So,
and I've got another example of that that's even more ridiculous. The Los Angeles council members voted 14-0 to require city contractors disclose their NRA ties.
How can they do that?
What the hell?
Well, it's actually the Supreme Court of the United States has said they can't do that. That very same thing had happened back in the 60s, and the Supreme Court ruled that it's unconstitutional for government entities to retaliate or discriminate against contractors based on their unconstitutional. California, they do whatever they want to do. So once again, it's going to have to be fought, but the Supreme Court's already ruled on it. So
let's just put up a wall. Let's just put up a wall around that border.
I'm telling you, that might not be a bad idea.
Hey, which states? What are some of the states that have the strictest gun control that really don't help anything?
Well, you
Illinois,
know, California,
Illinois.
Yeah.
What happened there?
Jersey's huge.
Yeah, but we just had that mass shooting
in Chicago.
Was it Chicago or
Aurora.
a suburb?
Yeah.
And all the laws in the world is not going to stop something like that.
No, and in that one, and Ronnie, I was going to mention to you because I don't know if you saw it yet because we were getting together today. And Ronnie from Boom Boom Tactical System, to my right, the shooter yesterday in that mass shooting in Illinois, they found a Smith & Wesson pistol on him. So it goes totally against the grain. It goes exactly to the stats that we always talk about, but it is contrary to what they want you to hear.
And so, therefore, I don't think you hear a whole lot about it.
No, we had to dig for it.
Yeah.
And they make you think that all this stuff is done by what they call assault rifles, of which there's no definition. But as we pointed out, these are the FBI stats. Many more people were killed by fists and hands
and feet.
striking somebody and feet in the United States every year.
Consistently.
Consistently.
This isn't just one
than
year
any
where
type
we
of rifle, let alone those.
Right, where it's been cherry-picked.
It's crazy, but yeah.
Yep.
Keep throwing the stuff up.
My father and co-owner sits to my left. Paul, did you see our story on Channel 6 this week?
You know, I missed that, but you're on the news so often that even when you tell me about it, I figure, well, you know, you've got a video of it.
You hear it firsthand every day.
Yeah, and, you know, the fact that you spent, the whole day with these guys walking around the store, not being productive.
That's right.
And,
it was actually a good story.
It was a great news story.
It was.
Yeah.
It talked about,
story.
and it's something that we don't expect people to know about, but it's something that
Right.
we do on the backside
We
to
do on
help
the
keep
backside.
people safe. I mean, when you think of safety at a gun range, you think of making sure the gun's pointed downrange and your finger off the trigger and you're not walking a gun back and forth in the booth and all those things, and making sure people can, know how to operate the firearm. But do you think about the hazards of lead?
Right.
And for the common shooter who goes occasionally, it's really not that big of a thing. But for our employees who are around it every day, and for some of our customers, our members who are here consistently, it is something that pops up.
It is, yeah.
And so we
It
do
is.
a number of things, and we Channel 6 was gracious enough to come and sit with us for a day, and we showed them about the filtration system, about
96 filters we have filtering the air that you're breathing in the air. So
this sticky mat.
And Doug, our range supervisor, goes up on the roof to change those out, no matter what type of weather it is.
Absolutely.
And we change, and we have monitors that can monitor the air pressure.
Yep, we showed that, and I mean,
we have a very comprehensive noise and lead policy.
And as you're leaving, we even have mats on the floor, sticky mats that help pull any of the lead dust or primer residue off the bottom of your shoes on your way home.
And if you're unfortunate enough to trip over your own feet and bump into the wall, you will not have a patch of carbon on your arm.
And what do we do every single day? The people that open the store, we go around and we wipe down everything with lead wipes.
Yep. And we have D-lead soap in the
D-lead soap and all the
I mean, so there's.
bathrooms.
I mean, this is you probably wouldn't pick up on it, and we don't want to. You don't want to have to go here and think about that. So these are just some of the things that
But it's
that
nice
go
to
in the
know
background.
you're at a place where we do care about
We
you.
do
and
care.
We do these
We do
things.
care.
So, yeah.
And that story's out there on our Facebook page as well. It's a great story, worth going out and checking it out. If you missed the show, you can always catch the podcast at 610WTVN.com. That's on iHeartRadio. We're also on iTunes, Google Podcast, and the show live is on Facebook. So if you're out there right now, you can see. You can probably see the gun of the week on the feed.
Yeah, I doubt it.
There's a lot of stuff on the table today, but you can also go and check out the video later on. It's posted to YouTube after that, and we say it every week. And Papa, we know we've gotten some comments from Mom about what I'm going to say next. But if you have one of those Alexas now that everyone got for Christmas, you can simply say, "Hey Alexa, tune to iHeartRadio 610 WTVN," and wow, it comes right on. You don't have to look for a transistor radio. Now, Papa, what do you say?
I would say, Linda, would you turn on the radio for me?
There you go.
I thought you would say, "Hey, Linda, get me a beer."
Well, that too.
That's part of it.
While you're turning on the radio.
That's the second part, yes.
Yes.
Luckily, she's not listening today.
Yeah, well, you got enough grief for the comment last week.
Oh, yeah.
So, and where else? Follow us on Instagram, Facebook. We're really starting to up our social media presence. So anything that we get, we're going to start posting used guns when they come in.
Where can we not follow you?
Huh? I know. There's no
iTunes, Facebook.
Yes, yeah. Thanks to Neil.
Everywhere.
Really, we can really our presence is out there everywhere. And actually, worked out on our Facebook page. There's QR codes for a bunch of different links that are of interest. Some of our used firearms, our YouTube videos, all kinds of stuff. So,
and our new wiring is supposed to help with some of the past difficulties that we have had in our
Is that happening now? Is it done? It's official?
No, the wiring went in for fiber optic this week. So one of these weeks they're going to flip the switch and the consistency of the signal should be even greater. So,
Woohoo.
So yeah, all kinds of fun stuff coming. So, guys, we have a couple minutes for the news. JC, what do you have?
Well, we've talked about some of the negative stuff. Just to reiterate what was happening in Nevada, they've also have passed not only this gun loophole for gun shows, but now they're going to require everybody in the state, except for family members who could give a gun to somebody else. All private sales are going to have to go through a gun dealer, an FFL. They have a state-run system, not just the NICS check that we normally do, but They're going to have background checks that include mental health records and outstanding warrants and criminal procedures. No guns will be sold to anybody without now going to a dealer and paying $25 to have their state-run check. That's going to go into effect January 2nd of 2020.
I'm still not sure, though. I haven't seen how are you going to enforce that?
Yeah,
I mean, the only way that I see that you enforce that is that they have a registry of the firearms to know when it's moving.
And there's lots of laws passed that certainly aren't enforced, and I'm afraid that this may be one of those.
And how are you going to get records of somebody's health or mental health or physical
health?
health?
It's statewide, so they'll probably have some set up for all the physicians there. So,
right.
$25. $25.
No, I mean, how much does it cost to implement?
Okay.
$25.
I don't think they have that.
The
I don't know.
state, yeah.
Is that what they have? Hey, here's a couple of good things. Our neighbors down south, Kentucky, the Senate just passed, just a couple days ago, constitutional carry bill. That's the Senate, so it's not law yet. It's got to go to the House, but they had a 29-8 vote where if that happens, right now they got a $75 fee, all this other stuff in the training. That's all going to go kaput when this passes. They said much to the chagrin of mothers against
Demands
everything.
action.
Yeah, mothers demand action. And to follow that up, Oklahoma just on Wednesday, their House passed constitutional carry. So
wow.
2 more states that look like they're on the verge of going in that direction. So that is that's a positive note. So there you go. So that's a
Great.
good thing.
Ronnie, we got time for one more quick one.
I got one that's really good, and it'll make people cheer. A Florida school hires combat vets with semi-automatic rifles to protect students from active shooters.
Well, and you know what? I love that principle.
Yeah.
Did you see the quote, Pablo? I think I told you this. The quote from him says something to the effect that we're not here to meet resistance. We're here to have an overwhelming response to those who wish to hurt us.
I like it. We're not looking for a fair fight.
Exactly.
Yeah, we want overwhelming.
Advantage.
And you know what? They need to. If you want to end school shootings, there you go.
Yep.
And they said they don't want people that haven't been shot at. We want people that have shot people and people that have been shot at. So they're combat veterans.
When we come back, I have the gun of the week. It's kind of a neat one, and it's for sale here. You're not going to want to miss it. We're LEPD Firearms and Range. We're on target live at LEPD. We'll be right back.
It's going to be big, fantastic, and beautiful.
But it's immoral.
Nancy,
No.
we have to have it.
No.
I wanted it when I was president. You can have it now.
I also wanted to have it.
Bill, you had it all over the Oval Office.
Good time. Never got it. Thank God.
Bill Jefferson, you
guys,
Now, Hillary,
guys, listen. We all want to have it.
Then allow me. Have a great President's Day weekend.
From News Radio 610.
Party on.
WTVN.
Hi, we're the Gore family, owners of Blackwing. That's right, Blackwing is family owned and operated.
But Rex, what does that mean to our guests?
It means we're flexible. We listen and adjust to the needs of our guests.
Mark, what else does that mean?
It means their hard-earned money stays right here in their community.
No, sir, not yet.
All right, what's Tim?
Non-profit organizations and businesses.
Why? Because we care about
27.
Cool.
Let us take you under our wing, because that's what family is for.
Isn't it time to visit the family? We'll see you soon at Blackwing.
If you're in the market for high-end kitchen knives, tactical blades, or shaving supplies, go to where the professionals shop. River's Edge Cutlery, conveniently located in Hilliard. You'll find some of the best knives from Spyderco, Microtech, Benchmade, and much more. Their one-on-one service and commitment to helping you find the right knife for your needs is unsurpassed. Stop by and see your friends at River's Edge Cutlery. That's riversedgecutlery.com. Recommended by LEPD Firearms.
A limited number of first chance tickets are on sale now at AXS.com for our 2019 iHeartRadio Music Festival. It's the biggest weekend in music.
Artists here from every genre.
Hip-hop,
country music, EDM,
rock.
Got it all.
More than 20 superstars.
2 nights under one roof here in Las Vegas.
Your first chance at tickets before we announce our star-studded lineup is happening right now. On sale for a limited time only at AXS.com. That's AXS.com.
Get your furnace fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling. 1-800-COOLING.
Your ABC6 first warning weather for today: a mix of sun and clouds, dry and cool, high of 36. For tonight, mostly clear and colder, low of 23. For Sunday, rain snow mix is likely, some light accumulation is possible, high of 36. Currently 27 degrees on your severe weather station, News Radio 610 WTVN.
News Radio 610 WTVN.
Wow, he pulled this one out of the back.
That Eric?
Oh, I know who sings that.
No, you don't know who sings it.
Aha.
Aha.
Yes.
All right.
You didn't think I knew that, did you?
Yeah.
What made you think of that?
Yeah, that was an award-winning video too. That was very cool.
Yeehaw.
What? How'd you come up with that one, Papa?
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah. Okay.
One of my favorites. You know.
Yep. Aha. I forget the name of the actual
video,
song though.
yeah.
Take me on.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
Welcome back to On Target. I'm your host, Derek, joined today in the LEPD studios with my friend, JC from the sales team, my other friend, Ronnie, who makes up Boom Boom Tactical, my father and co-owner, Phil, sits to my left and picks out the music for the week. Guys, it's my turn for the gun of the week, and as everyone knows, this is something that we do every week. We rotate between each of us. This week, it's sponsored by Toyota West, and, this one's kind of unique. I like some of those kind of unique firearms that you don't always see that kind of sometimes become collectible, years down the road.
Or paperweights.
Yeah. I mean, the pin gun, I have one of those.
I like that. I don't think that's a paperweight.
I know. So that's neat. That was in different calibers. Well, a few years ago, a manufacturer popped up, 2014, I think was the year, and they came out with something called the LifeCard. And if you're on Facebook there, let me get it focused in here. Pawpaw has one in his hand, and actually I'm going to zoom in on you there, Dad. So there it is. It is in the holster. It is it's a functioning firearm. It is the size, the footprint of a credit card, but it is probably about the thickness of, I don't know, half an inch thick, Dad? Half inch thick. So it's a little bit thicker than a credit card. And a
little bit.
A little bit.
I carry a thick credit card.
Yeah.
But it's a functioning firearm. So it folds out, and when it folds out, you can see it exposes a hammer. And though a trigger, I'm sorry. Trigger, though it's not something you'd want to go into battle with, it is something that is something easy to drop in your pocket. And with these holsters now, it makes it look like a little wallet. They come in 22 long rifle or 22 Magnum just came out.
Oh, 22 Magnum.
Yeah, we got one.
Now I wonder what that would be like recoil-wise.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
So JC, tell us a little bit more about.
Well, it just is. It's very simple. This is the Magnum, by the way, that we have here. Yeah, it has just a couple of very simple features. I mean, you have to cock it manually, but once it's open and that trigger drops down, it's spring-loaded and it pops down. And it's got a little lever that you can. It's a single shot, and you can withdraw it tilts up, and you put your round in there, and you close it back down, and then you manually pull back the striker that it has, and there you go. So it's a nice little single shot, but it does not look anything like a firearm. So. I could see taking on some pesky mice or rats with a shot cartridge with this without any problem. But like
I would say that if you had to use that in a hurry, you're out of luck.
Right. You're not going to deploy it quickly, but it's one of those things, and they bill it as something that it is, something that you can easily put in your back pocket, in your shirt pocket, and it will always be there with you in that deep concealment in case.
In 22 Magnum, I mean that's doable.
It is.
You know what I mean? I'm very interested.
Spare cartridges in the stock of it. It's neat. Their tagline is they want to design, develop, manufacture, and market innovative American-made firearms. They said there's more coming, so it'll be interesting to see.
And this will certainly make you a hit around the range, because this is really kind of a cool little thing.
Being one of the stores that has the most holsters over anybody.
Yes.
We have a holster for it.
Right, it's meant for it. The LifeCard holster right there.
For it.
Either in brown.
Does it come with it?
It does not come with it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So we have the holster.
We do have the holster. Yeah, right here. And I will say, guys, I'm gonna tell you something here because it didn't happen. I had Trailblazer, who's the manufacturer of LifeCard, lined up to call in, but they stood me up. Wait a second. I think I just saw him come through. Let me see who's on with us. Jesse, are you on the line there?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey!
Right, there he is.
We were just speaking the praises of the LifeCard, but we figured that you could speak it even greater. How's it going, sir?
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. Sorry I was a little late talking about it, but I don't know what you guys talked about, but the LifeCard is one of our first products to market. It's a credit card-sized folding pistol, and took about 6 years to bring to market, but it's it's something that's real innovative and unique within the industry that's always got a bunch of different stuff going on.
Right, Jesse, what is it? We were one of the things we were actually kind of talking about amongst ourselves is like on the 22 Magnum now, which we really, really like. Is there a little bit of recoil on that, or we haven't had the opportunity to shoot it yet? What's that like shooting it?
Yeah, I mean, compared to the 22 long rifle model, there's definitely some recoil. It's a great little backup caliber. If you're looking for something though that's going to be more of like a range gun or just a fun gun, you might find yourself enjoying the long rifle, just because it is a lot to shoot for a gun that size. Right now, this next question is a little self-serving, so I should probably take it offline. But I was one of the first ones to jump on the 22 long rifle version. But now that the 22 Magnum is out, is there a way for me to purchase the other barrel for it? As far as getting a conversion barrel that's Magnum?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, so we do offer a 22 Magnum conversion barrel. We're currently sold out right now. We'll have more back in stock in about a week. But you can certainly convert it to 22 Magnum. We're also considering some other calibers like 17 HMR. It's kind of endless with what you can do. So that's kind of a fun thing, is to have a barrel set where you can try a variety of different calibers.
Hey, Jesse, how does the 22 Magnum hold up? Like, have you guys actually tested it and shot several 22 Magnum rounds through it to see how it holds up to the recoil and all?
Yeah, it performs very well. We spent a lot of time with product development and testing things prior to releasing them. We could have possibly released the LifeCard 3 or 4 years ago, but we really spent the time to make sure we got it right. So the testing for the 22 Magnum was very elaborate. We've shot 10,000 rounds through a single unit, and it holds up very well.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's been drop tested. There's a lab that does some testing for us, and I think they did like 3,000 or 4,000 rounds through one of them, and then did the drop testing. We've done testing, like we've run one over with a car. We've thrown it in the freezer and then taken it out and fired it. There's just a lot of stuff we've done to make sure that it's a durable and kind of last-ditch gun that you can always count on.
Well, it is unique, but you can tell handling it that it's really a quality, really well made.
Hey, did you guys have a specific purpose for this gun? So somebody who's going to buy it, how might they use it?
Well, it's certainly got a couple different uses. Like I've mentioned before, it's a great backup gun. If you're wanting something extra besides your main carry, it certainly can, be used for that. It's also great for discreet carry, which is kind of a newer, unique thought on carrying, is something that's super discreet, that no one will ever know you've got something on you. And so, I mean, I'm not sure if you've seen the photos online, but the LifeCard can actually fit inside an Altoids mint tin.
Wow.
That's small.
Hey, Jesse,
so
we're a little bit late for a break here. Can you hang on one sec till after we get through the news?
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's Jesse with Trailblazer Firearms. We're talking about the LifeCard. We'll be back right after the news. We're on target with our friends here at LEPD Firearms and Range. We'll be right back.
If you love them enough to listen to them practice the same song on tuba,
please be done.
Over and over and over and over and over.
Mr. Scott.
Surely you'll check any.
Yo.
Sorry about that. Hey,
to make sure they're
can you tell Teresa to hang for a second? I'll get to her right after we go back to Jesse.
Yep, that is fine.
All right. Sorry about running late.
No, you're good. You're within that 2 to 3 minute window.
Awesome. Thank you.
Penetrates deep to treat your cold sore, and it's enriched with lysine, vitamins, and lemon balm for soothing relief.
But even when I don't have a cold sore, I still want something that protects against a flare-up.
Herpes L protects against certain triggers caused by the sun and cold, including flare-ups from sun damage with its added SPF 30 protection. So it treats and protects.
Works for me. And me too.
Herpes L works when you have a cold sore, works when you don't. Use as directed.
News, traffic, and weather for Columbus. News Radio 610 WTVN.
News Radio 610 WTVN. I'm Sean Gallagher. Some lawmakers in Ohio were reacting Friday to President Trump's plan to take money from military construction budgets to put toward a wall on the U.S.-Mexico border after declaring a national emergency.
The plan right now is to take about $3.6 billion from military projects, which Congress approved last year, and put that toward a wall on the U.S.-Mexico border. Congressman Mike Turner, a Dayton Republican, says securing the border should not be done at the expense of construction projects like those at Wright Pat already on the calendar. Senator Sherrod Brown calls the move a vanity project by the president and labels it reckless and irresponsible. Jared Allett, News Radio 610 WTVN.
The Blue Jackets are in Chicago tonight to take on the Blackhawks. Puck drop at United Center is scheduled for 8:30. Your ABC 6 First Morning weather forecast today, a mix of sun and clouds and a high of 36 tonight. Mostly clear and cold with a low of 23. I'm Sean Gallagher for breaking news and weather alerts instantly. Follow us on Twitter at 610 WTVN News.
This is Eric with LEPD Firearms Range and Training Facility. If you're a business owner in need of a personalized gift for your employees this season, CNS Engraving is one-stop shopping for all your engraving needs. From promotional items to customized products to unique OSU licensed gifts, the quality of work from CNS is simply the best in Central Ohio. Want to make your firearm unique, or do you need an NFA item engraved? Do what we do and call our good friends at CNS Engraving, 614-929-2726. Come see their work at LEPD or stop by their storefront in Powell.
Are you thinking about making your first firearm purchase or looking to add to your collection? Stop by and check out over 200 used firearms in stock at LEPD Firearms Range and Training Facility on Bethel Road. From modern pistols, old revolvers, to classic rifles, you'll find a wide variety with inventory changing daily. Check out their current used inventory at lepd.com or stop by the store and experience the best holster selection in Central Ohio. Great deals are waiting for you at LEPD. 999 Bethel Road or on the web at lepd.com.
Live from LEPD Firearms Range and Training Facility, this is On Target, the latest from the firearms industry, the products and politics that affect your hobby and liberty. This program may not be politically correct, but it is On Target. Now, your host, Eric Delbert.
Welcome back to On Target. I'm your host, Eric, joined today in the LEPD studios with my father, co-owner Phil, Ronnie, who makes up Boom Boom Tactical, and JC from the sales team. We're going to continue our discussion with Jesse from Trailblazer Firearms. If you haven't checked these guys out, it is definitely worth checking out. Talk about innovation and so much in front of them. We have the LifeCard 22 and 22 Magnum here. It was my gun of the week this week. I own one, haven't shot it yet, and neat little gun. And as Jesse was saying before the break, it can fit into an Altoid can.
It's and talk about discreet. Absolutely. It looks more like a camera, a small camera, than it does anything that would turn into a firearm.
Right.
So it's like a transformer.
A radio, a small
right.
radio.
So Jesse, so this is your chance, Jesse, because I believe you're in the sales and marketing, correct?
Yes,
this is your
correct,
chance to announce to the world something coming down the pike. Is there anything there you can tell us about coming up with Trailblazer?
I wish I could, but there's definitely a lot of cool stuff in the pipeline. Totally different than the LifeCard, but very innovative and something that the market's been asking for quite a while.
Wow.
We'll probably be revealing it sometime later this year.
Okay.
But it's cool. I think it's going to be bigger than the LifeCard. Of course, size-wise it will be, but I just think it's going to be more popular than the LifeCard.
Wow.
As far as interest in it.
Well, hey, when you get close to that or after you announce that, we'd love you to jump back on and talk about it and you can tell our listeners and our customers a little bit about it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd love to.
All right, Wade, thank you so much for joining us today. Jesse from Trailblazer Firearms. Guys, I just want to let you know that once again, who comes through on the Gun of the Week with bringing the people in who know about it,
There you go.
I would have to say me.
Thanks so much, Jesse.
That's cool.
So, guys, before we get...
Let me chime in on this, Eric.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you think that's cool, and it is cool, and you're listening to the manufacturer and everything. It gets you off the hook. All you do is make one phone call, and you're off the hook. Whereas the rest of us, we have to do hours and hours of research. We can make that call if we wanted to ourselves.
But now, how do you know that Jesse and I weren't conversing back and forth numerous times on this?
I don't know. It's just now I'm going to have the gun of the week.
That
next
just
week.
seems like a little jealousy coming through. I'm just saying. Wait,
Okay.
your gun of the week's next week, and next
I
week
know.
is Smith & Wesson Day.
So
maybe,
which
hopefully,
revolver will it be?
That's right.
And speaking of Smith & Wesson Day, this is a great lead-in because we're going to jump to another caller. Teresa's on with us, and she has a question about a lightweight revolver. And I think I know someone who makes one. Teresa, you're on with OnTarget. How are you?
Hi, great, thanks.
Thanks for
I've
holding.
been wanting to call for a while. I've got a Smith & Wesson 38 Special, and I love revolvers because it's really hard for me to load a pistol, and so this makes it nice and easy. But it's so heavy that I don't feel comfortable carrying it on me or in my purse. Is there another kind of revolver that's lightweight?
Actually, I'm just assuming by your description that you might have a little bit of an older one or a stainless steel one.
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
well now those are beautiful. Don't get me wrong. So I don't want to suggest trading it in. But Smith & Wesson has a line of lightweight revolvers that are almost identical to what you have, but they are a fraction of the weight, half the weight.
I mean, they weigh less than 1 pound, and
they actually have one that's called Lady Smith, which is really just a lightweight one,
right?
That they put Lady Smith on, and they're lightweight, but then there's a trade-off. When you're going to have a little bit more recoil when you shoot.
Yeah.
And you can help alleviate a little of that. Critical Defense actually makes a round that I guess is geared towards women or people that are recoil sensitive, and it just has a lighter 38 special bullet that comes out. It weighs 90 grains, and they call it, actually it has a little pink tip on the end of it, and they give a certain amount of money to the Breast Cancer Association. It's kind of geared towards the ladies, but we carry that here, and it's much less recoil, and still a good defensive round. It's a hollow point that opens up.
And a lot of guys like it and carry it too.
If you don't like the recoil, it's a great option, and we carry that here, and it's no more expensive than the standard defensive round. So.
And Teresa, certainly there's other brands out there, but I mean, our opinion, Ruger makes a great one too.
Ruger makes a great one. Theirs is an all polymer frame one that has held up really, really well. It gets great reviews, and the grip is even a little bit bigger and a little spongier to help absorb some of the recoil. So there's a lot of options out there. So,
and
that are
now,
lightweight.
Now, Teresa, we do take trades. So you bring in. You bring in your heavy one, and we'll show you some of the lightweight ones.
There you go.
Okay, sounds
Ruger's
good.
comes
Thank
in
you
6
very
different
much.
calibers too. So
All
there
right.
you go.
Well, thanks for calling, and thanks for listening, and we'll hope to see you soon.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Teresa. So, guys, we've talked about it. We talk about it every day at the store, and one of our specialties here is we talk about fitting the right firearm. It's not about the sale; it's about making sure that we sell the right firearm to the person for what your needs are, and then along with that is making sure we train you to be proficient in that. But a key component of that is how you carry the firearm, the holsters. And Dad and I were talking when we set out to start LEPD. One of the things that we said first and foremost is nothing drove us crazy more than going into a gun store and looking for a holster and them not having a holster to fit your firearm. So we said one of the things in our original business plan, Papa, was to make sure we had such a great selection of holsters that it wasn't just one holster for your firearm. We would be able to show you multiple ones.
And we have them organized. How many times we've gone into a store and they just got holsters thrown up on the wall, and you have to search real hard, and only to find out after about a half an hour of searching that they don't have what you're looking for anyways.
And I think you guys have gone even a step further. Not only do you have all the holsters for all the guns, but 4 or 5 extremely nice belts, which are very important.
You're right.
For the holster.
And it's, when you're picking out a holster, there's a lot to consider. I mean, your personal body, the clothes you wear, the situation you're in. I mean, and so that's something that we specialize, Paul specifically, specialize in.
I am the expert.
In fitting you to the right holsters.
Yeah. And I really enjoyed myself when we were selling the holsters that fit in the bras.
Right.
And we don't have those anymore, so if he tries to sell you one.
I can't custom fit you anymore.
He tries to sell you one.
Yep.
So the advantage coming here, you get firsthand experience. For we're all carrying. We carry all the time, and you can hear firsthand about how many of these will work for you, and you can try them on and so forth. So when you start to pare down from all the holsters that are out there, there's many good holsters out there, and there's many good holsters that we don't carry. They just happen to be a product line that's similar to what we carry. So conceptually, the holsters that we carry should, catch across all the different types of holsters out there, even though, we might not carry Galco.
Do we have a holster for a high point?
We do.
Okay, there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
It's called a shopping bag, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Kroger bag. So some of the brands that we currently carry that are some of the big names: DeSantis, Cumberland, Phobos, Safariland, Blade Tech, Tagua, Bianchi, the Q Series, 3i, Allen, Blackhawk, Bulldog, SIG, Uncle Mike's. It goes on and on and on. So we are bound to have something that's going to work for you. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And usually the first place we start when someone walks in the door looking for a holster, we talk to them about, do you prefer to carry this holster inside or outside the waistband? And certain people, I mean, they wouldn't even think of carrying it inside due to your body structure or the clothes you wear, but it is something to consider, and it's enormously popular now. So let's start by talking a little bit about the inside the waistband holster. Definitely a lot of considerations. Considerations on the material. It has a lot to do with the size of the firearm. I mean,
absolutely.
If you are looking to carry something that is a larger firearm, it might be a little bit more difficult to conceal inside the waistband.
I kid about this all the time, but it happens. A person will come in with a humongous firearm. It has a light on it, has a laser, all this other stuff, and then I say, how you want to carry it? Inside the waist. I said, come on.
Yeah, but you know what?
We got guys that do it.
Doug on the range.
Oh, I know.
I know.
I know.
He is a thin guy, and he carries it with the.
That's why he's able to do that, because
Right.
he has room in there.
Right.
Guys like me, John, Ronnie, we kind of struggle with that.
Right. So inside the waistband holsters, I prefer wearing it in what we call the 4 o'clock position. So if you stand straight ahead and look straight ahead, that being noon, and then as you go around 3 o'clock being directly, kind of
your right side, right-handed.
And as you get older, it'll be more like a 330 position, because your range of motion.
330 is a great position.
There you go. Yeah.
If you have to go back further than that, do not discount left-handed holsters if you're right-handed, because your hand can only go back so far, like maybe the 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
But if you go to a left-handed holster, you can go all the way back to the 6 o'clock position and still reach it, even if you're right-handed. So, we do that with you guys.
The other thing to consider for inside the waist, I'm not a big fan of it, but a lot of guys are, is the appendix carry. It does have a place. If the firearm is such, you can, it's very accessible.
There's a lot of
I've carried
advantages
a
to
lot
doing
that
that.
way.
There's a lot of advantages to doing that. Number one, it's more concealable. You don't have any bulge on the side. You can, when you bend over, as long as your barrel is not really, really long, like carrying a 45 like that, your thigh would probably hit it and push it up. But with a smaller gun, they also say that if anyone does see it, or it's more discreet, but if someone tried to reach for your gun, you have both of your hands to fend them off, versus if they came up behind you and grabbed the gun out of your back or your side.
Plus, that appendix carry, all that body fat that some of us have just kind of goes around the gun.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's
all you have to do is adjust your belt when you stand up and sit down.
Exactly. Those are all the advantages. The biggest disadvantages are you have to practice safety with this. Where your position of your trigger is, you do not want to get your finger anywhere near that trigger until that gun is cleared, and especially reinserting it. Your finger is totally out of the way, because it's whether you're a man or a woman.
You're either going
to
shoot your butt, or you're going to shoot the other appendix.
But you have to practice with those. That's very important.
Something else, too, guys, to consider that you don't often think about, but as you're looking at holsters, is definitely something that you might not consider when you're purchasing it, but it will come into play later, is the type of clip on it. So, for instance, in general speaking, if you find an inside the waistband holster and it's for a larger firearm and you have 2 clips on it, it tends to make it disperse a little bit better.
It feels lighter. It's more controllable, and the studies have shown. I was just reading this morning, where they said it's actually, you don't have all the weight pushing down on one part, so they said it's actually less noticeable, more concealable with 2 clips on there.
Right. So that's something. Now, the very small firearms, you can get away with the 1 clip, but as you start to get bigger, the DeSantis Intruder is one of our most popular holsters. It's kind of a big holster, but it fits nicely, and it's really meant for the larger firearms. The other thing, too, to consider is the clip itself. A lot of the ones have, they go over top of your belt, and they have a clip underneath of it. So if you go to draw, it will stay in place. There are some, though, and you have to watch for this, that have a J-hook. And that is great if you're disciplined enough to have a belt on every day, because that belt fits right in that J-hook, and you don't see any resemblance of the holster whatsoever. But if you're not wearing a belt, it becomes a lot more obvious.
A belt is very important.
Exactly. And Ronnie, that's a great point with these inside the waistband holsters. Most of them now are set up as such where you can actually tuck your shirt in around the clips, and unless someone knew that you had it on, you wouldn't even know it's there.
Yeah. And you do that a lot, and it looks, you can't even tell that you have something on like
well,
that.
we talked about belts and everything. You should have a nice substantial belt, but you can't wear a sweatpants with elastic, and that's all you're going to do or have to support the firearm. That just doesn't work.
Right.
You could, but your firearm would be down around
your
ankles.
So, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, your sweatpants would become your ankle holster.
That's true. So, guys, leather versus Kydex. Kydex seems to be the big guys in the game now. Everyone thinks, oh, Kydex is going to wear the firearm, but we don't see that.
Kydex and /polymer, okay, the drawbacks. It's noisier to draw your weapon in and out, okay? But the good part is there's no break-in period. But now I've heard that it can wear on the finish of the firearm. But it's also lightweight.
Right.
Now I've never seen a firearm with any holster wear from a from
They
a Kydex.
say that it has less touch points than a leather holster. A leather holster is going to touch all kind of places where the Kydex one only touches in certain places, right?
And the secret to that, if you do have a Kydex holster, keep it clean. Don't if it's got a bunch of grit and pocket lint and stuff in there, then it's going to scratch your
And it's
gun.
also waterproof if it's all Kydex.
Yeah, and there's about 3 types. There's that Kydex /polymer, there's leather, and there's nylon. Those are about the 3 that you're going to be dealing with, and each of them have a little bit of pros and cons with them. But I'm always a leather person. I like leather.
I don't think I've ever owned a nylon holster.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. So, guys, inside the waistband, we got it covered good. Outside the waistband, probably a little more traditional. Popo, I know you're a big fan of the pancake.
Pancake.
One. Again, has a couple places for that belt loop to go through.
I'm gonna hold one up here.
Yep.
This is my
Is
own
this from
private.
the Popo collection?
This is the Popo collection from my drawer in the back. Yeah, here is a pancake. I think it's for a PPK.
It looks like it.
And of course, what's really nice about these pancake holsters, the ones from DeSantis, it has a tensioning screw that as the holster breaks in, loosens up a little bit, you can adjust the tension. But it has the 3 loops because you can wear it straight up and down, or you can wear it a little bit canted.
Right.
And this one here has a thumb snap. You can also get them without the thumb snap.
That's right. Guys, we're going to jump to break. When we come back, we're going to get to Mark, who's holding on. We are talking holsters today. We're on Target, broadcasting live from the studios of LEPD Firearms and Range. We'll be right back after the break.
Joel Riley and Columbus's Morning News.
Hey there, Joel Riley back Tuesday morning, and we'll have all information about immigration, the President's Emergency Declaration, taxes, and more. And do yourself a favor, register for our big contest, $1,000 at Diamonds Direct now at 610WTVN.com.
Hey, this is Paul from OnTarget. Around the store, I'm known as a tough guy and the enforcer. I usually don't do commercials.
Hey, Scotty, is that my Richie or is that just a random Rich?
Toyota West, I told Eric, this is all mine.
And I actually think it's just a random Rich.
Random Rich. All right.
So we got Mark and then Rich. Yep. You should be able to get them both in as long as they're quick. You need to be out at 57.50.
Coolness. What's the temp?
Oh, it's still holding 27.
All right.
For a new or used vehicle, don't screw up. Go visit Toyota West. Tell them Paul sent you.
If you're looking to turn your basement into something beautiful by adding natural light, remember Jackson Egress Windows. Locally owned and operated. And Angie's List Super Service Award winner. Jackson Egress Windows can change your dingy basement into something special that will add value to your home. Whether you're looking to add an extra bedroom or game room or just a place to hang out, call Jackson Egress Windows for an estimate today. 614-260-5130. See examples of their work at jacksonegresswindows.com.
Your ABC6 first warning weather for today. Mix of sun and clouds, dry and cool. High of 36. Tonight, mostly clear and colder. Low of 23. For Sunday, a rain-snow mix is likely. Some light accumulations are possible. High of 36. It's currently 27 degrees on your severe weather station News Radio 610 WTVN.
Your station for news, traffic, and weather. News Radio 610 WTVN.
Paul, you're throwing me off. Last week, all you talked about is Janis Joplin. There was no Joplin in this.
You know, I have to be careful because a lot of these songs are about love and all this other stuff. And so, you know, I don't want to go that way. It has to be kind of.
It was just Valentine's Day. You can throw a little love in
there.
Yeah,
I guess I could. And, of course, you did the weather, so we have a rainbow, you know. There you go.
Well, we're on target. We're broadcasting live from the LEPD studios on Bethel Road. I'm Eric, the host, joined with Ronnie from Boom Boom Tactical, JC from the sales team, and my father and co-owner, Phil. We're talking about holsters, but we want to jump to a couple callers who've been waiting. Let's see who we got here. Mark, you're on with OnTarget. How are you?
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
I'm an NRA member, and I've talked to the police in Marysville about this. I live in Marysville. There's an individual in this town, his idea of concealed carry, and he does have a permit, is to put the gun in his back pocket and put like a washcloth over it, and that is it. He walks around like that. The police have said that's legal. This guy's 80 years old. He almost tipped over a couple years ago on his left side. Wow. And I want to know, is that really legal for somebody to be that unstable physically and also the way they're holstering that gun?
Yeah, I think, unfortunately, Mark, I think probably by the letter of the law it is.
It is concealed.
You know, it's, you know, we run into, you know, it's a tough call because, you know, as you start to get older and everything, the gentleman's probably been doing it for years. But unfortunately, it's probably legal, even though it might not be safe. Ronnie?
Plus, what kind of gun is it? I mean, there are certain firearms that, even though you shouldn't,
right? If it's a revolver,
yeah.
Well, here's the thing. It looks like a Derringer. It looks like a really large Derringer, and I'm thinking, dude, you're going to shoot your bleep off someday. You know.
Yeah,
I just thought I'd ask.
Up the blood.
Yeah, no, it's definitely one of those thought-provoking things, and it's, you know, it's a tough call because, like I said, if he's elderly, he's probably been doing it for a long time, and you know, and it's probably legal by the letter of the law. But I appreciate the call, and thanks so much for listening.
And actually, open carry is legal, so you could take that washcloth off there.
There you go.
And have it unconcealed. And
hey,
be
let's
okay,
guys, let's jump to Rich. Rich, you're on with OnTarget. How are you?
I'm great. Hey. Appreciate what you guys are doing. I was actually in shooting a little bit earlier at LEPC. Wanted to ask you a little bit about your take on the movement of like carry everywhere, where people are carrying even in places that it may or may not be legal, or even those signs that don't hold the force of law. There are like trespassing signs private businesses put up. Wondered what your take on that was.
Yeah, and we're kind of coming up against the end of the hour here, so we're going to have to kind of make it short, but you can certainly call in or stop in and we can talk about it a little bit more. But those, we've always said, I mean, the weight of those signs is on more of the civil side. I mean, I believe they can ask you to leave. The carry everywhere, I'm not familiar with that movement, but
yeah, they don't get you on the criminal trespass anymore, but it's a civil trespass.
Right.
They could get you. They can ask you to leave, and if you refuse, they could call the local gendarmes, and you know, but
my personal take is I don't, you know, even though it's probably, you know, not necessarily right that these businesses can say that, I still am one that tends to abide by the law, and I'm going to do what it says and not push it. I'm going to try to get there through you know, passing laws or some other means and stuff, and we've done that. We've opened that up. You look at you know, some of the schools, you look at liquor establishments, and we've been able to get that fixed over time and stuff. So I hate to advocate, you know, going against that and doing something.
No, you just need to follow as a law-abiding. You know, that we are a great demographic as far as following the law. That is concealed carry holders, and we just need to uphold that.
And Ronnie's big point is just don't frequent some of those places if at all possible. You know. Right. So guys, that wraps it up. We didn't get to all of our holsters. Thanks for the callers who called in and to everyone who was listening today. Stop by and see us. We have tons of holsters, ankle holsters, purse holsters. Actually, over 25 purses in stock, different ones. I want to get that out there for the ladies. So stop by and see us. Next week is Smith & Wesson week. Have a good week. We'll be back same time, same place.
Hey, it's Matt McCoy for Universal Windows Direct. No need to go through winter with old leaky windows that create a cold and drafty home. My guys at Universal Windows Direct can take care of the problem and do it affordably. For every window you buy, get the next window free, no limits, 0% financing for 36 months, some restrictions apply, and free installation, and a true lifetime warranty for as long as you own the home and 30 years to the next homeowner. Call now at 614-221-0700 or go to universalwindowsdirect.com. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Hey, it's Mark Blazer for Nature Stone. Never replace your garage flooring again. Nature Stone reduces tracked-in dirt, eliminates puddling, standing water, and salt damage. Transform
We were kind of moving a little bit there,
into
Scott.
a welcoming entryway.
Yeah, it's a good show, man. I always like it when you get the fans calling in because they, it just adds a little element.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we said from all along that it'd be great to be able to carry the whole show with people calling.
Especially when you get women calling.
Wonderful,
really cool.
wonderful. We love. I mean, hopefully she stops by and stuff. So
presents
that's
What to
all
Expect
good
When
stuff,
You're
and the hard
Expecting.
questions are good too.
A
I mean, that's all
teenager.
stuff people are talking about.
Learning the
So
lingo.
Yeah, absolutely, especially with everything going on anymore.
Yep.
All right, man, you're good to go whenever.
Okay, here we go.
On fleek.
This is Eric from OnTarget.
Exactly
This
like
week it's all
saying,
about Smith &
"That's
Wesson,
rad."
and Pawpaw has the Gun of the
Simply
Week,
means
sponsored
that
by
something is
CNS Engraving.
awesome
Tune
or
in this
cool.
Saturday at 1 p.m. or live
Another
from
one
LEPD
is
Studios on
totes.
Bethel Road.
It's exactly like saying totally.
This is
just
Eric from
short.
OnTarget. This week
As
it's
in,
all about Smith
I
& Wesson,
totes
and
love
Pawpaw has the
going to
Gun of the
the
Week,
mall.
sponsored by CNS
Another word
Engraving.
you
Tune
might
in
hear
tomorrow at 1
is
p.m. or
jealous.
live from LEPD
Jelly
Studios
is a
on
shorter,
Bethel
better
Road.
way to say jealous, as in Chloe, I
This is
am
Eric
like
from
so
OnTarget.
jelly
This
of
week
your
it's all about
unicorn
Smith &
phone
Wesson,
case.
and Pawpaw has the Gun of the Week, sponsored by
speak teen to
CNS
be a
Engraving.
perfect
Tune in
parent.
today at 1 p.m. or
Thousands of
live from
teens in
LEPD
foster care
Studios
will
on
think
Bethel
you're,
Road.
Rad, just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org.
All right, man, we're good.
All right, I'll
To
send
you
you
by
random
the
text
US
this week with
Department of
some
Health and
random
Human
song.
Services, Adopt US Kids.
All right, buddy, take it easy.
All right,
Thanks.
see ya. Bye.
Your station for news, traffic, and weather in Central Ohio. News Radio 610 WTVN Columbus. WODC HD2 Asheville.
An iHeartRadio station.
From ABC News, I'm Brian.